There we go. Hello, everybody, YouTube, etc. Let me go live on Instagram right now. Doing my multiple lives, as you knew. All right, hang on. That's Instagram. All righty, that's Instagram. Excellent. And now, still adjusting my camera, which I do. Good enough. Good enough. And now Substack. And then we are good. There's Substack. Excellent. All right. Hey, 3 people on Substack. Excellent. All right. We're good. That's good. I'll stop moving the table. All right. All right. YouTube, etc., etc. Good. And now let me start TikTok, and we're good. And we are good. Excellent. Excellent. Woo. All right. We're good. Hello, TikTok. Hello, everybody. Welcome all. Happy Thursday. Thursday again. Oh my God. The weeks are like flying. Absolutely flying. Hello, TikTokers. YouTube, Discord, Substack, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. We got one Facebook, many YouTubes, of course. No Twitches yet. Several Substackers. Hey, Substackers. Hey, Justin. Hey, Justin. Callie. Sally, Carrie. I'm calling you Callie. Melissa. Flip my screen. I did not do that. You are correct. There we go. My screen is flipped. Thank you, Rosie. Anyway, well, hello, Swede. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a cold day indeed. What is it? It's 44 degrees. It snowed today. It was 84 degrees yesterday, and it snowed today. Insane weather. Absolutely insane. Hey, Sarah. What do you do? It's all right, but kind of a crazy day. So welcome, everybody. How are we doing? I am doing well here in Washington, other than it's cold. There were actually 2 terrorist attacks in America today. 2, not 1. We're going to start talking about those, and then we will get into the rest of the Iran news. One of them could be linked. Actually, both of them could be linked to Iran. Hard to know. Hard to know. We shall see. We shall see. But a lot of news, more Iran news. Nothing's resolved. Still a mess. Trump is a mess. We'll get into all of that. The economy, not great stuff there. Trump's trying to screw it up. Big surprise. But, you know, pre-apocalypse. Anyway, welcome, guys. John Arvosa. So, welcome to my show. We talk about the latest news here. I'm coming to you live from Washington, D.C. Because of the war, that's obviously the big topic. So we do a lot of the show talking about the war. Also, Ukraine, when there's news there, other news. But right now, Iran is the big story. Saturday morning, just to remind people, is our coffee talk or coffee talk on TikTok, which is the hangout I do basically for paid monthly subscribers. So that would be super fans on TikTok, YouTube subscribers, Substack subscribers, etc. Anybody who's a paying member, a monthly member, you should join us Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, U.S. So remember, our clocks changed last weekend, so the time is different. Right now, it's 6 o'clock Eastern Time, U.S. in America. That's the new time. So join us on Saturday. Otherwise, with no further ado, let's get started. Hey, Unsweetened, over at Substack. Your Substack, it loses the IP connection. Maybe it's a Substack thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm on YouTube and TikTok, etc. So you could always try the other services as well. Anyway, let's get rolling, guys. So welcome. And finally, gifts are always welcome. Please keep the gifts coming. TikTok, etc. They support my work, and I like that. And I try to. And speaking of which, a very nice gaudy gift from Louise. Thank you. I'm laughing because it really does look like bling. Thank you, Louise, for that. All right, let's get rolling. And I do try to shout out on I say the bigger gifts just because, like, all the little gifts, I can't call every heart. I do notice them, but I can't call out every heart because then I'd be doing that all show. So thank you, guys. I drink water. I drink wine, but I'd have wine with a nice dinner. Otherwise, I'm not an alcohol drinker, believe it or not. Somebody was joking that I had wine in my glass. It's water. I'm not much of a drinker. My vice is chocolate. I like food. I've never liked drinking. I mean, it's food and sweets. Desserts are my vice. Desserts are my alcohol, basically. I'm much happier. I mean, a drink, I really do think people are wired, genetically different. Thank you, Sadie. Literally, alcohol does nothing for me. I drink it, if I'm at a party or something, but it does nothing for me. I mean, you get a buzz. but coffee. But I mean, like a coffee too, but chocolate. All right, let's get rolling, guys. Big terrorist attacks today. 2 terrorist attacks in the U.S. today. One against a synagogue in Detroit, Temple Israel Synagogue. The suspect is dead after ramming a truck into the building and being confronted by synagogue security. At the time of this reporting, there were no reported injuries, which is good. A man drove through the doors of the building and down a hallway. 2 law enforcement sources told CBS News the suspect rammed the vehicle into the synagogue, then exited the vehicle with a rifle and was then shot by synagogue security. So that's a good thing. There's also a terrorist attack that's being investigated as a terrorist attack, of course. A man with a rifle barging into a synagogue, it's terrorism. Also a terrorist attack at a university. Hey, Emroy. Today's earlier info. Yeah, if you mean the stuff from this morning, I include that in tonight's broadcast. Yeah, I do both. Because I figured the nighttime people haven't heard it yet necessarily, so I weave it all together. So the second news, a fatal shooting at Old Dominion University in Virginia is being investigated by the FBI as an act of terrorism. This one also looks pretty clear to be an act of terror. CNN says the suspect is a veteran who served prison time for trying to aid ISIS. He was trying to help ISIS, and he served either between 7 or 11 years. CNN saying 7 years. I read something else saying 11 years. The 36-year-old suspect, Mohammed Baylor Jallo, is a former Army National Guard member. Thank you, Just Max, for the gift, sunglasses. Former Army National Guard member who served nearly 7 years in prison after pleading guilty to trying to aid ISIS. He opened fire inside a classroom of ROTC students. ROTC students it's Reserve Officer Training Corps. It's this officer training program you can do in college, and I'm pretty sure the way it works is they'll pay for your college, but then you're committed to serve, I don't know if it's 4 years or what it is, in the military after college. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. Is that the best description of how high schools too? Oh, that's interesting. High schools too. But that's the gist of it as I recall about what we call it ROTC. ROTC. That's the gist? Okay. So ROTC or ROTC. It was a classroom of ROTC students fatally shooting one person and injuring 2 others. This was very bad. Before a student stabbed him. Thank you, Gene. How a student stabbed him? I'm not sure why a student had a knife on him, but not going to complain. Crazy story, this one. He was an ISIS sympathizer. I believe he's also Muslim from what I read. And some Republican members of Congress, of course, decided to use this to bash all Muslims. I will say this is one of the first times we have ever had a shooter be anybody but a white Christian guy. Sadly, most of them are white Christians who do the mass shootings in America. This one, probably a Muslim from what I've heard earlier. The other one, we don't know in terms of the synagogue attack. So anyway, busy day as far as that goes. Gulf Arab governments are furious with Trump, according to Reuters. This is actually a pretty funny story. I mean, funny in a our country is getting destroyed kind of way. Listen to this from Reuters. Thank you, Just Max. Appreciate that. Speaking of which, we've got the other Max. Max Miller is going to be coming on next week. I forgot about that. Max, let me check my calendar. We've got Max Miller booked for next Wednesday. I will double check with him. Max is a ancient food guy on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and everywhere else. And he does the, is it eating history? I've got to double check the name of his tasting. No, he's tasting history. He's tasting history. Very good. Max Miller. He's going to come on and we're going to talk about food. We're not talking politics. We're not talking Iran. So Wednesday of next week, we're doing food with Max. So that will be, just be aware we're taking a break. Maybe I'll do a broadcast earlier in the day, I guess. I'll do one earlier in the day on Iran and everything else. But yeah, Matt's amazing. I love it. Max, I mean, I've really enjoyed his work, and friend got us together, so I am going to enjoy chatting about ancient food with Max for an hour. We're going to be just, hello you. We're going to be geeking out over food. Arab governments. So back to this. So thank you, Canada's ends, for the what is it, manifesting ball. Arab governments pissed at Donald Trump. Reuters reports sources close to Gulf Arab government circles say frustration with Trump privately runs deep across the region. Many believe Trump dragged the Gulf into a war shaped heavily by Israel without sharing a plan and acting hastily and without fully weighing the political and economic fallout for his allies. That would be correct on every single point. And basically, they're pissed because they're losing a lot of money from oil. They're losing a lot of money from tourism. They're losing a lot of money from business. They're also getting their oil facilities blown up. They're getting their cities blown up, all because Donald Trump wanted to do, and I'm sorry, I'm a big defender of Israel, but Donald Trump wanted to do Israel's bidding on this one, so he went to war. Hello, what are you doing, kid? You all right? Okay, hello. Miss Needekins. Trump says this was a great one. Trump said today, there are many Iranian sleeper cells in the U.S. We know where most of them are, and we have our eye on them. Well, maybe with synagogues and universities blowing up, maybe we could arrest those Iranian sleeper cells? I mean, he's lying, first of all, as Dogs just said on TikTok. He's lying. We know he's lying. He lies about everything. That's cute, Red. People have said that before. I do not see the comparison, but that's very funny. He's lying, of course. But having said that, if Trump knows where all the Iranian sleeper cells, somebody asked me the other day, and I realized that may be an American expression they're not familiar with. A sleeper cell is when it could be the Soviets, the Russians do this as well. Terrorist groups do this. When you send a group of bad guys to another country to live there secretly, and they could live there secretly in the open. In other words, they're there. The Soviets used to do this. The Soviets would have people living here as Americans. There's a famous TV show called The Americans, wonderful fictional TV show based about such a Soviet KGB family living in Washington, D.C. in the 1980s. Wonderful show. Natasha Romanoff's parents. That's very funny. That's true. So sleeper agents, they would literally send KGB agents here who spoke English so perfectly, and they had deep cover as Americans. Actually, we know about these. We know about these from Europe. Remember the one from Europe recently in the last couple of years? Remember there was the ones that were pretending to be. Were they pretending to be Spanish or Slovakian or something? I think it was Slovakian or something. Because remember, their kids had no idea. They had children who had no idea their parents were KGB agents and that they were Russian, and they ended up taking them back to Russia, and these poor kids had to go to Russia with their parents, and they thought they were Central European or something, right? I mean, imagine the horror of this stuff, right? So those are sleeper agents. Terrorist groups do it, we believe, to basically put people in our country and wait just in case. So the idea would be Iran is waiting just in case to do terrorism in the U.S., and maybe they are, frankly. So Trump says, there are many sleeper agents, Iranian sleeper agents in the U.S., and we know who all of them are, and we're tracking them. And again, my question is, if you know who all of they are and you're tracking them, why aren't you arresting them? You want them to get away and do something bad? Like, what are you doing, right? Reuters, U.S. intelligence indicates that Iran's leadership is still largely intact and is not at risk of imminent collapse after nearly 2 weeks of relentless U.S. strikes. On Monday, Trump said, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. They have no leadership. U.S. intelligence said today, yeah, they've got leadership. Everything they've got is they've still got. They lost a lot of weapons, but their leadership is totally in place. They're not falling apart. Iran's supreme leader today promised to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed indefinitely. At the same time, Iran's UN ambassador said Iran would not close the straits, but it is closed right now, effectively. Now, Strait of Hormuz, just to remind people, it's a waterway just south of Iran that a ton of oil goes through. 20% of the world's oil, something like 20% of the world's natural gas or liquefied natural gas goes through there. It is a body of water surrounded by a ton of Arab Gulf states, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, etc. Right? A lot of big Bahrain, big oil-producing countries, and to get out of there, it's like it looks like a lake. It's not a lake because it's connected to the ocean, right? But it looks like a lake. In order to get out of there, they've got to go through a very skinny piece of land or water between two pieces of land, maybe 5-10 miles. So you're talking, 8 to 15 kilometers maybe. And to get through there, they've got Iran on the north, and in the south, I think they've got, might be Oman, might be UAE, I'm not sure, but one of the Arab countries on the south. So they've got to go super close to Iran and they get blown up. So Iran's been blowing up the ships. Is it Oman? Thanks, Just Max. Iran's been blowing up the ships, so people don't want to fly there. Not fly there. People don't want to ride the boats. Thus, oil has pretty much shut down to nothing. Natural gas has shut down to nothing. It's 25 miles, but it's actually shorter than 25 miles because there's a little island sticking out as well. Look at the map, you'll see what I mean. There's like an island sticking out. So it's like 10 miles, and some of the other, you folks were telling me the other day that it's actually possibly more like 5 miles because it's such a, the water is really shallow there and everything else. So in any case, it's a very skinny waterway. To get out of there, you get bombed by Iran. What else we got? Actually several more vessels were hit by unknown projectiles today in the straits. Oil prices today have been hovering, well, depending which. West Texas is what I'm looking at, which is like the U.S. oil, is been hovering around $95 a barrel at the moment. It was at 93 earlier today, so it's up slightly. The Bloomberg estimates that if the Strait of Hormuz is closed another month, oil prices will reach $140 a barrel. It's $95 a barrel right now. It was like down to 50, 60 or what it was several months ago. So another month could raise prices to $140 a barrel. If it's closed until May 1st, in other words, 2 months, it could reach $164 a barrel. But just as bad, Bloomberg is saying, Bloomberg Economics, I'm assuming, is saying that because oil isn't getting out, the countries are having to cut down on production. When you cut down on production, it takes a long time to bring it back up. The price of oil already is going to be stuck much higher for the next 7 or 8 months at the very least. For example, they said if the strait is closed until May 1st, okay, oil won't go below $100 a barrel for the foreseeable future. So that's the problem. You're going to have, not only is oil going up right now, if all of this gets solved, oil will come down, but it's not going to come down to where it was, which means you're going to have, again, inflationary pressures on the economy. Trump, however, today said oil prices going up is fabulous. He doesn't care. Trump said, stopping Iran is of greater interest to me than oil prices. More important to me, Iran is stopped than high oil prices. When oil prices go up, we make a lot of money. The U.S. makes a lot of money when oil prices go up. No, we don't. The people who make a lot of money are oil companies. The rest of us lose a lot of money when oil prices go up because it costs us more for fuel. It costs us more for gasoline. It costs us more for diesel fuel. It costs us more to fly on airplanes. 1/3 of the cost of flying on an airplane is the fuel. It costs us more to buy any grocery, any product we want to buy. Because guess how your product gets to you? It gets to you in a UPS truck or a USPS truck or a FedEx truck that is powered by gasoline or diesel fuel. This is the problem, is that every product in America practically is delivered to you by a vehicle that is powered by fossil fuels, okay? And those fossil fuels are going through the roof right now, which means it's going to cost more to ship all that stuff. Inflation is going to increase across the board. That is the problem. So when Trump says he doesn't care that prices are going up for gasoline, that prices are going up for oil, he's insane. Russia, for example, now this may be why Trump doesn't care. Russia is now making an extra $150 million a day from its oil sales amid rising prices due to the war. The Russian government is set to receive up to $5 billion with a B dollars in extra revenue by the end of this month. Meanwhile, the average price of a gallon of gasoline in the U.S. was up to $3.59 earlier today. Let me do a quick check and see if it went up any more, just to be precise. But it only went up, I think it might have even gone down a penny today, actually. Not by a ton, but it again might have gone down like 1 penny. Let's see. But then oil went up again later. Let me do a quick look here on Gas Buddy. Oops. Gas Tools. Gas price charts. Nope, it's up again. It's up again. So gasoline is now up to $3.63. When I looked earlier today, it was $3.59. Average price for U.S. regular gas per gallon. Now it is $3.63. So the price went up. Looks like it went up maybe 3 pennies in the last day, which is better than it's been, but it's still going up, which is bad. All right, more here. Trump is demanding again that the Federal Reserve Chairman, that's our central bank, lower interest rates. He did it again. He put some crazy tweet out there saying, now is the time you have to lower interest rates. Now would be an insane time to lower interest rates. It is going to cause massive inflation. He's out of his mind, guys. When prices are going up and you lower interest rates, prices go up even more. With the risk of inflation to the economy now caused by oil, you cannot lower interest rates. You cannot without inflation going nuts. He doesn't care. He's crazy. I mean, he's crazy and incredibly dangerous economically what he's doing. So there was that. Mortgage rates are rising again. Thanks, Donald. So mortgage rates last week or 2 weeks ago before the war finally started coming down again. Mortgage rates were coming down significantly. Then Trump got elected, screwed everything up, and mortgage rates went through the roof again. Kind of pissed me off because we had to sell my mom's house. We would have made more money had Donald Trump not screwed up mortgage rates. Well, mortgage rates finally started coming down a couple weeks ago. They're going up again. Why are they going up again? Because the market fears that we are going to have inflation because of Trump's war in Iran. That's why mortgage rates are now going up. What you doing, killer? She's somewhere around me whining. Wall Street Journal. So now there's concern that in order to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. may have to send in ground troops. The Wall Street Journal reports, reopening the Strait of Hormuz, military analysts say, may require a ground operation to seize the Iranian coastline. That would mark an open-ended escalation, potentially leading to much higher American casualties. What they mean is a lot of American casualties, and it might last a very long time, the invasion of Iran. Quote, Iran lies along the strait's eastern shore and can threaten ships with its arsenal of aerial and naval drones, anti-ship cruise missiles, and mines. The anti-ship missiles are mounted on mobile launchers and can be fired from such a close distance that defensive systems don't always detect them until it's too late. In addition to being difficult and dangerous, military escorts in the Persian Gulf would only allow a trickle of ships through at any one time. That's the most interesting point, that if we were to use the U.S. Navy to try to escort ships through, one, we're going to get blown up and we're going to lose a lot of troops. Because what the Iranians are able to do is basically get really close to shore, fire, and go. And we would get almost no notice of an attack. We'd get seconds notice of an attack on our ships. The second problem is, typically, you're talking 70 to 100 ships a day that pass through that area, the Strait of Hormuz, south of Iran. If we're escorting them, we would only be able to have a couple ships get through because we're literally like protecting the ship. So even, and the Trump people are talking about maybe the end of the month. They're not sure. In other words, 2.5 weeks from now, maybe not. This is kind of a cluster F as far as this being kind of a mess, this whole thing. What else we got? Trump threatened to kill the Iranian national soccer team today. That was kind of nice. Trump said that if they show up for the World Cup, he's not going to guarantee their safety because anything could happen to them. Classic Trump. Last night, Trump promised the head of FIFA, the head of the world soccer, that the Iranian team could come. He said, yeah, they can come. And then today he threatened to kill him. Nobody should be coming for the World Cup. I mean, we've talked about this before. You're nuts if you come to this country at this point. You're absolutely nuts if you come to this country at this point. Just absolutely crazy. Oh, I'm going to get rid of that one myself. That one is a troublemaker. There you go. Bye-bye. I got rid of that one myself. Yeah. All right, what else we got? NBC. The first 6 days of the war in Iran, first 6 days, were estimated to cost more than $11.3 billion. That's about $2 billion a day. The Washington Post reports that the Iranian school building where scores of children were killed when it was struck by a Tomahawk missile has been identified or was identified as a factory by the Pentagon, and that's why they approved the strike against it. Obviously, they were wrong. The big question becomes, was it AI or what that thought that this school was a factory? Meanwhile, so we've got like 8 U.S. service members dead in the Middle East, 7 killed by Iran. 1 died from health reasons unrelated to the war, it appears. So 8 dead, 7 killed by Iran. So whichever figure you want to use. But 8 U.S. service members are dead. We're at war. The economy is spiraling out of control. So what is Donald Trump focusing on? A communications aide hired at CBS News. Donald Trump and the White House went livid today publicly because CBS News hired some lady in their communications department who used to work for Liz Cheney, a Republican congresswoman who Donald Trump doesn't like. So they went nuts and basically demanded today, Trump's White House demanded today that nobody in the country hire anybody who worked for Liz Cheney, a congresswoman, a Republican congresswoman, very good one, very conservative, but very good. I mean, this is sick stuff. This is fascist stuff. This is World War II Germany kind of stuff. It's actually Soviet, it's communist Chinese, anything you want to use on this. The President of the United States is weighing in, mind you, having said that, this is the guy who thinks he gets to decide which comedians are allowed on television and which aren't. Right? He already launched a major campaign and used the Federal Communications Commission to get a comedian fired, who then there was such a backlash by the public, thank God, that the comedian's show got turned back on. But Trump got him fired initially, right? This is fascist as can all be. But guys, we're at war. We've got 8 service members dead. And Donald Trump is spending his days golfing and worrying. Mind you, this isn't even the head of communications. This is just a communication staffer over at CBS News, and the White House went livid about it because how dare you hire somebody who worked, and my favorite was, you worked for the congresswoman who investigated me. Yeah, she investigated you because you're a criminal. You're a convicted, literally a convicted felon. Of course she investigated you. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Well, and that's true. He got Colbert fired as well. Stephen Colbert is still fired. His show ends in a couple months because Trump got him fired. Corey Lewandowski, here's some schadenfreude. So Corey Lewandowski, the guy who was publicly accused of sleeping with Kristi Noem, the head of the Department of Homeland Security. He's married, she's married, not to each other. Well, Kristi Noem, as you know, got fired a couple days ago. Well, Corey's a total jerk. He's the guy who got into trouble, who had an assault charge levied against him by a woman on the campaign back in 2016. Well, Corey is now under investigation for his role at the Department of Health and Department of Homeland Security. But check this out. He's under investigation by a Republican committee in Congress. The Republicans in Congress are investigating him. Ha! I mean, this is kind of fascinating. He must have really pissed people off. Listen to this. The GOP-led House Homeland Security Committee, quote, I think Corey had his hands in a lot and probably should not have, said Republican Chairman Garbarino. Quote, we are looking into a lot of contracts. According to so they're looking into, because there were a ton of contracts that were very suspicious at Homeland Security. Going to friends and family, this kind of crap, right? Corey, according to the New York Post, I saw this article earlier and pulled them together. According to the New York Post, Corey Lewandowski boasted while working for Kristi Noem that, quote, I do whatever the fuck I want. Donald Trump will pardon me. And Donald Trump could pardon him, or Donald Trump doesn't mind if you try to violently overthrow the government. But I think like stealing taxpayer money and getting caught, he finds embarrassing. He's fine with stealing the money, but getting caught, he gets embarrassed. I'm not sure Corey's getting a pardon on this one. I don't know. The fact that Republican congressmen are going after him means he really pissed people off. Trump got embarrassed by a really good reporter today. This was great. Listen to this. This reporter, I am 99% sure, is with the NewsHour, but I don't remember. But I think she's with the NewsHour. Let me, hang on. Pull up, hopefully the video is here because it was on my other computer. Here we go. This is fabulous. And again, she called him out. She called him to his face. And he just, of course, launched a personal attack against her. So listen to this. You're a rotten reporter. I think it was rigged. You're rotten. She goes, but your own attorney, it was rigged. Sir, your own attorney general said it wasn't rigged. What do you mean? She goes, he said it wasn't rigged. I think she's the NewsHour report. I think she's with the NewsHour. I think, because I thanked her and then she followed me. I'm pretty sure she's with the NewsHour. You're a rotten reporter. Does anybody know? I'm gonna check here. You know what? I can try to see on TikTok because I want to give her credit. I think she's the NewsHour reporter. Let me see, because I tweeted at her yesterday to thank her for this, and which means it should be here. 1 second here. 1 sec. It shouldn't take too long. Oh, here she is. Liz Landers, White House correspondent, PBS NewsHour. Okay, here you go. This one, Liz Landers. Anybody who wants to follow her on Twitter, it's Eliz Landers on Twitter. Eliz Landers. Oops, there you go. Her, Liz Landers. She's good. I mean, he's gonna hate that. I mean, he's just gonna hate that. He is gonna hate that. We know that. Trumpy not happy. But that was really good. I mean, that was really, really good. Finally, and this is kind of another Schadenfreude kind of story. Remember how Trump was inviting all the South Africans to come to America because it's so dangerous in South Africa. They're getting discriminated against for being white, and he was totally lying about it. Well, there's a big story today. A lot of the South Africans are going home because America's too dangerous. They fear for their lives. They left South Africa because it's so dangerous for white people. They found America even more dangerous. Hello, you. Hi. I know. I see you there. America was even more dangerous, and they left and went home. So that I just thought was kind of a funny bit of Schadenfreude. So anyway. I hear you, whiny girl. Hello. What are you doing? I know. Hi. I know. You want to come here a second? Say hi, everybody. Come say hi to everybody. Mick Weinstein. All right. Hi. I know. We whine a lot. I'm giving her a quick little break. Mom's dog was great because Mom's dog I could pick up and she'd fall asleep in my arms, and that would be the end of the whining. Mine wants love, wants food, wants play. It's like, you all right? Even now, she's still doing little bits of, oops, sorry. She got see, these are the whines she does. She just has to like, yeah, it's okay. I know. She has to do the little, just everything's uncomfortable and whiny. The thing is, she doesn't want love, she wants everything. She wants love, she wants a treat, she wants to play, but she's old now, she's over 16, and I even asked ChatGPT, I put in all of her statistics, and ChatGPT goes, your dog is between 88 and 92 in human years, and I was like, yeah, that's about right. But although I will say, she's letting me, normally she doesn't let me hold her. Like, she doesn't like it. She's not quite fighting right now. She's a Yorkie Bichon mix. But she's gotten older. Oh, she's got water. She's okay. She's gotten older, and she's just gotten whinier. You okay? Okay, we'll go down. Oops, don't go catching on my sweater there. There you go. Okay. Oh, my God. I mean, she's lovely, but oh, my God, the whine. Everything's drama. Yeah, actually, I'm even going to get her a quick little treat just to see if she'll shut up. You want a quick little treat to shut up? We're back. Anybody who watches my show knows the dog is an intimate, or not even intimate, intricate part of the show. So there's no way to get away without the dog like somehow demanding something. It's all right. Thank you for the gift, Jocelyn. Anyway, all right. So that is it for the update. Now we hang out and we talk. So happy to hang, happy to talk. Your pugs breathe loud. She breathes louder now when she sleeps. She never did before. No, I do spoil her. The thing is, like, the food thing, you don't want to get them fat, though. Yes, it was a ROTC class. Yeah, we talked about the beginning of the show. Yeah, the two terrorist attacks, one against a synagogue, one against an ROTC class. I do live in the U.S., Gad. Yes, thank you, Jocelyn, for the gift. Yasu DJ. I do live in the U.S., yes. Yorkshire Terriers micromanage their owners. Yeah, I had read it first. She's half Yorkie. I'd read it first when I got her. I was Googling because she's half Yorkie and half Bichon. And the Bichons, they say, will love you to death. The Yorkies, they say, are obstinate. And I was like, how is a dog obstinate? That's weird. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The mornings I sometimes go live. It's random. I've been going live because of the Iran crisis, but it's very random when I go live. I have to sort of summarize the news first. So if I go live, it's more like 11 or 12 Eastern time US, because I like to have several hours to go through the news. And I do a quick update for Substack in the morning. I do a quick update for YouTube, for TikTok. I do a quick YouTube, like Iran news update every morning. And again, it takes me a few hours to prepare that. Because literally, I wake up at 8, spend an hour in bed going through the news, have breakfast, and then another hour going through the news, and then put it together. Hey, Romy, thank you for that. So usually if I do a morning show, it's going to be later in the morning. I know nothing about basset hounds. Yeah, no. They're cute, though, with their big floppy ears. Anyway. So what else, guys? Yeah, so we hang now. Now is the time that we hang. Actually, we're a month away from Hungary's elections, I think. Actually, 3 weeks maybe even, right? Right? Breakfast with John. Am I worried about the war? Yes and no. What I mean by that is, and I was telling somebody else on TikTok who messaged me privately, I've been doing this a long time. This is not my first war, right? So I'm not freaked out by it because this isn't the first war. We've been in a lot of wars. So it's not like, oh my God, right? It's the end of the world. No. I am worried about it because I don't trust Donald Trump, right? I don't trust how it's going. He worries me that he still doesn't have a clear sense of why we're there, which means he doesn't have a clear sense of what we need to accomplish in order to win the war, right? That worries me. I don't want to lose troops for nothing. I don't want to lose money for nothing. Because it's a lot of money, it's a lot of lives, it's a lot of money. So that makes me nervous, it makes me worried, but I'm not worried in the, oh my God, we're at war. This is not new, so to speak. Paula, thank you. I did see something today, but I wasn't sure if it was real. What I mean was, there was a tweet earlier today, but it wasn't, thank you, Dave, for the tiara, appreciate that. There was a tweet, there's St. Patrick's stuff. Thank you, Jen. I did not see there was St. Patrick's stuff. There was a tweet earlier today that wasn't clear to me it was necessarily an Iranian outlet. It was basically accusing Trump of the Epstein stuff. It was quite good. But I wasn't 100% convinced it was a legitimate Iranian account. So I didn't talk about it because I just wasn't convinced. And as you know, I do try to be careful with the stuff I use because I don't want to be sharing stuff with you guys that might be wrong. So it was very good though. Like I said, really going after him on the Epstein stuff. It was very funny. So Paul, apparently it was interesting. If it was, that'd be very interesting. That's interesting. Phoenix is saying over on YouTube, my concern about gas prices, I remember when we went through this last time, it took time and hard to convince the gas companies to lower prices. They don't want to give it up after making more. This is like the airline companies too, right? The planes. They raise their prices, right? I mean, do you remember they were all that stuff with charging us for the seats and for all that crap. I remember they were doing it because oil prices were so high. And then oil prices came down and they were like, la, la, la. We're not going to lower prices. Do I think the Navy will be okay? I don't know. If they're going to use the Navy to go after, to try to escort ships in the Strait of Hormuz, that could be very risky for them. France is sending Navy ships. I saw France was sending some ships, but I wasn't quite sure where and what. I saw that yesterday, actually. But I'm not quite sure what the latest on that is. Let me look. Thank you, Cynthia. I keep forgetting actually St. Patrick's Day is probably a week away. Oh, Chicago's already dyeing the river. Oh, I have to show you. So anybody who isn't familiar with my native Chicago, hold on. Every St. Patrick's Day, which is March 17th or 20th? Is it the 17th? 17th. Okay, March 17th. Every St. Patrick's Day, the city of Chicago dyes the river. It's the most wonderful thing you've ever seen. They dye the river green. It's hilarious. It's a food dye. It's something that's safe, so to speak, right? But I want to find, see if I can find, I'm trying to find something YouTube won't get upset about. Oh, come on. Here, well, actually, you can see here. This may or may not be the best video of it. No, somebody's showing people. No. Well, that's them throwing the dye in there. Look, they dyed the river green. It's the funniest damn, look at that. The river is green. Is that the funniest damn thing? Well, the river's already green, but it's not it's not that green. It's not this green. This green is a whole other world. Let me see here. I'm trying to find one that people usually do like time lapses. Well, actually, this is a picture, but the picture gives you a good sense of what they do. So they go back and forth injecting the dye into the water. Check it out. Is that not cool? It's the coolest thing. Green cream soda? I don't know that. It's really cool. It's pretty cool. It's nuclear grade. It's pretty cool. And they've done it since I was a kid. And I love it. It's the neatest. Oh, it's a food. Oh, it's 100% safe. Yeah. But it's the funniest damn thing. They do it every year, and it's totally cool. It's just really, hello. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate that. The wavy lights. Anyway, so yes, you can Google videos of it. It's pretty neat. Yeah, the fish may not be happy. I don't know. Where do I get my news? All over the place. I actually get a lot of it off of Twitter because I have used Twitter for a very long time, and I have lists. I follow a lot of really good people, and I have lists set up of reporters, of defense experts, and I basically go through political people I follow, top reporters I follow, defense experts I follow, former generals, foreign policy experts, and a lot of them basically share the news, right? And sort of what I do with you guys, they do on Twitter. And they'll be like, oh, here's a really interesting story from Reuters. And I will literally use that to find what people are talking about. And so I'll use that like in the morning, I'll spend an hour going through that for sure. And it's great because, again, it's only as good as the sources you use. But I start with very good people like top journalists, et cetera. And then I look, if that journalist is the source, then it's Reuters. If that journalist is sharing the New York Times, then it's the New York Times story. But it's, anyway, that's what I do. So I go through, and then I also will do a quick look, like before the show, really quick. I went to CNN special coverage, where CNN and other news outlets have a page, like a blog page, where they have updates all day long. And I'll go and look at the update page just to see, is there any news in the last hour or two? So I look at a little bit of everything. Yeah, like the town criers, it really is in a way. No, Twitter can be a mess, but if you follow the right people, you basically have people who are clipping the news for you. Oh, hey, User336, good to see you. Swedish Coast Guard detains another Russian ship. I did not see that. Thank you, OC, for the gift. I did not see that. Very interesting. I did not see that a plane crashed in Iraq. No. I can Google and see. CNN, MSC, Reuters, BBC, AP. I mean, a lot of different. But I, as I said, Twitter is incredibly useful for culling the news from all over the place. And then I'll go and I'll look at the article and, grab a paragraph and quote it for you guys, things like that, Ground news? I don't know what that is. What is that? What is ground news? Yeah, KC-135. Let me see here. 6 French soldiers injured in drone attack in Iraq. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, rescue effort underway as U.S. military refueling plane crashes in Iraq. Uh-oh. A U.S. military refueling aircraft crashed in western Iraq on Thursday. In an incident, CENTCOM said involved another aircraft but was not the result of hostile or friendly fire. The U.S. has surged a large number in a statement. It was carrying out rescue efforts after the KC-135 refueling aircraft went down. The second aircraft landed safely. The incident occurred in friendly airspace during operation. They're being awfully vague. Okay, so it's not clear what happened. Yeah, not clear. Hey, not clear what happened. Now, this is interesting as well. Oh, come on. I'm already a freaking subscriber. Cut it out. Wall Street Journal's trying to get me to subscribe. Oh, my God, it drives me crazy. All right, sign in. 1 second, guys. Sign in. Here we go. All right. One moment. Here we go. 6 French soldiers were injured in a drone attack in the Erbil region of Iraq on Thursday while on a counterterrorism training mission with Iraqi forces. The soldiers were immediately taken to the nearest medical center. No more update than that. Interesting. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Interesting. Ground news. Yeah, I don't know it. Okay. I don't know ground news at all. No. Yeah, BFM, I do follow BFM. LCI, I don't know if I know LCI. I do follow BFM, though, on TikTok and everywhere else. BFM. Ground News New Aggregate site. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Hey, Patrick, over on YouTube. Hello. LCI is like TF1? Okay. Yep, happened over Iraq. Exactly. What else, guys? Sponsor. It'd be nice if somebody sponsored me. Do keep the gifts coming, by the way. Don't forget the gifts. Speaking of sponsorship. Jang's prediction. What prediction? Oh, Blue. Very nice gift, Blue. Thank you for that. Not necessary, but thank you. What prediction were you talking about? Oh, green lime cream soda. Interesting. Don't know. It's a little weird. Yeah, it is very weird, the description they're giving of the plane going down. It's not friendly fire, it's not faux fire, but it involved another plane. Well, what it sounds like is, if it's not friendly fire, but not foes, but it involved another plane, it makes it sound like a collision or something. You know what I mean? I'm not sure why they'd collide, but mid-air refueling and something went wrong, right? But that's kind of what it sounds like. Hey, Rob. Cream soda with ice cream. I mean, I'm all for brown cows and black cows. Cream soda's not quite my thing, but new banknotes? Why are they doing those? Yeah, it makes me think about a near collision or a collision, because how does the plane go down, right? Is the U.S. still going after Greenland? Yes. Trump made some nasty comment about them a few days ago, as I recall. Une milice pro-ukrainienne a revendiqué attack on Iraq. I speak French, but still I'm a little confused as to what that means. Hang on. Pro-Iranian militia claimed responsibility. Oh, interesting. Ah bon? Oh, that's interesting. John is saying a pro-Iranian militia claimed responsibility for the attack. Interesting. Oh, je savais pas ça. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Interesting. Well, it's weird. I agree. The fact that the U.S. is being so vague about it is a little strange. You know? I know you guys reached out to Don Lemon's people. They're aware we're interested, but, he's a busy man. He's an important man. We hope we can get Don. But, what do? We do what we can. Love Don. I've liked Don. I liked Don before he was, not before he was cool. He was always cool. I liked Don before he was cool, but before it was cool, I should say. I've liked him for years. Anyway. Ground News is an awesome alternative. Pulls together all the news for you. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, remind me later. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Anyway, a lemon head. We don't call ourselves lemon heads. Or what do they call the followers? A second KC-135 was also involved and landed safely in Ben Gurion, Tel Aviv. Aircraft that crashed had 6 crew members on board. Yeah. Yeah, no. I don't even know what that would mean, Gunther. Interesting. Lemonheads, yeah. Bill Maher. Bill Maher would scare me a little, though. Bill Maher is very smart. No, I enjoy Bill Maher. Bill Maher is very smart, but Bill Maher is not mean. I've done a lot of TV in my life. I haven't done much lately. But I like TV that is thoughtful and not bitchy. And, I've done a lot of bitchy TV in the past. Oh, thanks, Paula. I did a lot of Fox News back in the day, a lot of CNN. And a lot of it was, debating gay people, are they bad with the religious right? And it was like, oh, God. Or fighting some Republican on CNN or whatever. And I hate when they do Republican versus Democrat. I hate that. I like when you have a serious discussion. I got invited once and I missed it. This was why I bought a cell phone. It was 1999. I did not own a cell phone. I go to lunch for 2 hours. I come home and there's a message from the PBS NewsHour. They wanted me to come on the NewsHour. And I called them back, and it was too late. They booked somebody else. I was like, fuck. I mean, NewsHour, also back then, 25 years ago, it was really big. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because they're very serious. They're not crazy. They don't yell. I like interviews that are slow and interesting and deep. I mean, I'm not slow, I'm fast, but you know what I mean? But are not angry. I don't know if it was McNeil Lehrer or who it was at that point. This was 2000, so McNeil Lehrer might have already moved on at that point. I don't know. But I was like, son of a bitch, the NewsHour. Oh, that would have been so cool. And I literally went out and got a phone. I was like, all right, I cannot afford to not have a phone, I have been to Canada. I've been in the Boundary Waters many times fishing when I was young. And then I went to Ottawa for work when I was at the UN, which I really liked. I was very impressed with Ottawa. It was very pretty. People were very nice. Like I said, it was pretty. I was able to go across the water to Gatineau? And because I speak French, so that was kind of fun. We went across the water, just got food and whatever. And I had, was it poutine or whatever, it was okay. It was a little slimy, but it was okay. But I like Canada. I've still never been to Toronto or Montreal. I've got to go. I mean, but I like Canada a lot. Yeah, I like Canadians. Is French my second language? Yes. My first language is English. French is my second. Then Spanish, which is still very good. My French is better. Vancouver, I know Vancouver's on the list too. Yeah. Yep. Poutine. It wasn't the best poutine. I mean, I don't know what the best one tastes like. Thank you, Jaylene. I don't know what the best one tastes like, but it was kind of French fries with a slop on top, and I got meat, but it was a little kind of slimy and wet. It wasn't really, exactly, Gunther. Oh, you live in Ottawa. Nice. Yeah, I liked Ottawa. It was nice. Reviens, oui, un jour. J'aimerais bien passer un week-end à Montréal, et puis Toronto, évidemment. Et aussi, vous avez dit, what, Ottawa City? Is it Ottawa City it's called? The place that everyone said, oh my God, you got to go. It's not as crowded as Montreal, but it's really nice. Oh, hey, Vienna in Portugal. Nice to meet you. Is that the one? Thank you, Jax. Is it Ottawa City? Is that the name? People were saying there's like a city you should go to in Montreal. Quebec City. Quebec. I was saying Quebec City. I was saying because Ottawa would be English. Quebec City. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. People said, or Quebec. I keep saying Quebec. I started, I think because speaking French, we don't talk about Quebec much. So like, I probably use the word Quebec more in French than I do English. And I keep saying Quebec. Now in Canadian English, do you say Quebec or do you say Quebec when you say it in English? Could I have picked it up from you guys? Or is that just a French thing? But how do, like, in Canadian English, do you say Quebec or Quebec? Quebec. Quebec. But some of you are saying you do say Quebec. Some of you are saying you do say Quebec. Like Jocelyn's saying Quebec. Yeah. So some of you do say that, don't you? For in England, I'm saying for the Canadian English. Yeah, because I got it from somebody and it kind of stuck. And I don't know why I say Quebec. Because I also don't, but because it's also the French. But I think I heard somebody in English say it. In America, we say Quebec. If you're around Quebec, you don't say Quebec. What do you say if you're around Quebec? Or do you say Quebec? Quebec. Yeah, I was going to say, I knew it. Maybe that's where I picked it up. Yeah. Yeah, that may be where I picked it up then. Quebec. Well, Quebec, oui, évidemment. Ça, on sait. Spittle's going to happen. Difference in the city and the province, maybe. Detroit. I say Detroit. Yeah, being Chicago. Québécois, wait. Well, in French, I know how to say it. Right. Quebec is Quebec in French and English. Interesting. Okay. Hawaii. I have not been to Hawaii. I know. That's on my list too. I don't know Joey Contino. I mean, we know each other professionally, so to speak, but I don't actually know him. I know. I didn't either, Angelique. I mean, as I said, I always say it that way, and I stop and go, it can't be because I speak French. I think I've heard Anglophones say Quebec, which is why it's stuck in my head. I'm in Washington, D.C. So metal in Boston? How do they say metal? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, do I know Ghent? Somebody's asking if I know Ghent in Belgium. I am famous in Ghent. I don't know how to say Quebec in Greek. It's a very long story, but I went to Ghent like 10 years ago. There was a music festival going on, a famous music festival they have on some weekend or whatever. And I had a very large political blog in the US at that point that was very famous here. And I took all these photos. I loved Ghent. I took all these photos and I wrote, okay, so you guys, you know what it is. And I did a photo essay of my time in Ghent. Actually, I wonder if it's even on my blog still. And because I like to do photo essays. So I did a photo essay of Ghent. I'm going to see if I can even pull this up. Hold on. Ghent. And I talked about how impressed I was with Ghent and how much I loved Ghent, right? Well, am I going to find this? I don't know if I'm going to find this, though. I don't think I'm going to find this. Hey, stop it. One of the local, hang on a second here. It was on my blog, but I don't know if it's still there anymore. No, I don't think it's here anymore. Yeah, I'm not going to find it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. No, I'm not finding it here. Let me try one more thing here. Ghent and Aravosis. No, it's not coming up now. So I go to Ghent, and I do this. Oh God, I think I found it. Oh, I found one of the articles. This is one of the articles. Oh my God, this is one of the articles. Some local journalist found my blog post about how much I loved Ghent and wrote an article about it. And then they picked up some of my photos, and they put some of my photos. I don't think it's this article. I think it's another one. They picked up some of my photos, and all of a sudden, they then discovered my. You can see here. Well, this is in Dutch, of course. They then, or Flamand, or whatever it's called. They then. Oh yeah, this was the video, and this was the video I did on YouTube. All these people from Ghent discovered my my Facebook account, and they started coming to Facebook and thanking me. I mean, it was absolutely insane. So I started getting hundreds of people from Ghent, Belgium, coming to my Facebook page and thanking me for saying such nice things about their town. And in my life, I had never experienced this in my life. I mean, I've never experienced this. It was the sweetest thing. It was the nicest thing. Just these regular people from Ghent coming to my Facebook page and saying, thank you so much for coming to our town and being so, it was the most lovely. It was, I mean, as I said, that article was one of them. There was another article that was the one that did the photos and everything. But I mean, oh my God. So I loved Ghent. And Ghent is where I discovered Belgian waffles. I had never had a Belgian waffle before. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I had no idea. I mean, a good Belgian waffle, thank you, Gothic, and thank you, Diana, very nice gift. A good Belgian waffle, it tasted like a warm, gooey chocolate chip cookie. I mean, oh my God. It was the most, they were ridiculously nice, Nino. Yeah, I mean, just very very funny, like how nice, you know? I'm looking one more time, but yeah, like I said, I don't know any more. Oops. Like I said, the original story, but God only knows what the original story is. Oh. Actually, this may be the original. Somebody did, well, this is a blog post. I don't really know. Yeah, anyway, this was one of them, but you can see actually my pictures and stuff too. This was one of the other ones I'm trying to show you, but with my pictures, but I mean, it was just lovely. But they were talking about like the whole essay, but you can see my photos and stuff too. It's all Dutch. But like this person wrote a whole thing, although I think I'm guessing maybe he took excerpts from my blog, which is okay. You know, I don't mind. Where's some of I did have some good pictures. I mean, look at this town. It's like Amsterdam. It kind of reminded me of Amsterdam mixed with Venice. I mean, here, just so you guys see this. Look at this town. It's a beautiful town. It really is. Oh, Charlemagne was born. That's interesting. You know, it's just a beautiful town. That was, you know, one of the local little vendors selling chestnuts or whatever it was. Oh, as I called them, there were these people all over town selling these small conical-shaped purple candy thingies. I have no idea what they were. A friendly Ghentian has written in to say these are called noses, and they're apparently insanely sweet and filled with something insanely sweeter. That's funny. Yeah, it was just a very... Where was the other... Hold on. And my other little video... Oh, this was the marching band guys. These guys were great, too. These were the marching band guys. These guys were very funny. They're apparently very famous in Ghent, but we kept seeing them everywhere. All over town. And they were just marching all over town. It was like la 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 la. Yeah. I mean, just such a fun. And then one of the guys. Oops, it's still running in the background. Yeah. And then one of the guys was very funny because one of the And then one of the guys in the band weighed in on the Facebook page and told me all about the band. Anyway, it was just lovely. I really did. I really wanted to go back to Ghent after that. I was like, what a wonderful, again, if you're in Belgium and you've got time, go by. I do news 5 days a week, RKO. I do Monday to Friday. I do this live Monday to Friday. Are Ghent people called, I would think Gentian, but I don't know. Or then again, in Flamand, is it Flamand or what's the language? Or Dutch? Ooh, Gentenaren. Gentenaars. Gentenaars. That's Dutch though, right? In French, what would you call them? Gentois? It's not Gon in French. How do you spell it in French? Is it G-E-N-T? Gontois. It is Gontois. Funny. How do you spell Ghent in French? I'm forgetting. It's not Gon. Is it Gon? I'm trying to remember. G-A-N-D? Ah, okay. It is Gon. Okay. I thought that sounded familiar. Is it Flamande? But is the language Flamande or what's the language? Flemish? Oh, well, okay. Am I saying it in French? Flamande? Dutch? Yeah, Bruges is supposed to be amazing. Yes. Flamande or Flemish is Flamande. Okay. Right, so it's not really Dutch, but it probably is close to Dutch. It's Flamande, but that's French. Okay, yeah. No, I thought Ghent was just, as I said, the people were lovely. I mean, I just loved it. Yeah. I think my friend Susan was telling me, because we were talking about it, and she was saying it's because they were living there in Brussels, American, and she said, I think she told me in Ghent, she said, I asked, she goes, no, they really don't speak French, obviously. And she said, English is better. I think she said she once tried to use German, or somebody in a cafe tried to use German. I'd have to ask Susan the story, but she basically told a story of somebody trying to use German, thinking they would use that with the Dutch, with the Flemish, and it did not go over well. Like the whole, I think, of being the German thing was like, verboten with the, with the Belgians. I know, I do need to get over there. Yeah. But it was very funny. She goes, because they thought, well, they'll probably understand, and they were not amused. Apparently, there's not a lot of love for the Germans in Belgium, apparently, still. Brussels, yes. Brussels, I got to use French, of course. But this was in Ghent, of course, yeah. But no, in Brussels, I got to use my French, obviously, enough, Brussels used to be Dutch-speaking? Get out of here. I didn't know that. Oh, I did not know that. That's very interesting. I had no idea. Huh. Oh, how interesting. I had zero idea on that. Huh. Gentian, Gontois, Gentenaar. Right. Interesting. Okay. Thanks. Guntenaar. Anyway, Dutch speaking. Interesting. All right. What else? Oh, actually, it's already 7:15. Northern France. What about Northern France? What, Northern France used to be Dutch speaking? Really? Well, that's interesting. Interesting. C'est intéressant. Dunkirk. Les dialectes flamands sont différents d'un endroit à l'autre. Interesting, okay. Why not? I mean, right? There's always, everyone has different dialects, Calais. I did not know that. I guess why not, right? The borders changed. I'm always surprised at the eastern border with Germany. Always surprises me because it's weird to think of part of France having been Germany. It's just weird, I mean, Strasbourg and all of that area over there. Dinant is a very pretty little town in Belgium, but what happened there is one reason why Belgians don't like the Germans. Well, and the Belgians still, my friend Joel was telling me, the Belgians still, I don't want to say celebrate, commemorate World War I. Like World War I is a big deal in Belgium. And I want to say, isn't World War I when the Germans really destroyed Belgium? I want to think World War I was even worse than World War II. Am I right about this or not? Sasha, wait. I think, I'm not the expert on my history, but I thought my friend Joel was telling me about about that was the reason. World War I is like really commemorated in Belgium, which is interesting. Okay. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, Gunther's mentioning real quick. It's funny. So I'll tell you my last little story. I was visiting a French friend of mine who was living in eastern France near Strasbourg, and it's the area that was German and is French now. And I'm in the airport in Paris, and I'm trying to find the local plane to go there, and I can't find it. It's a local plane from Paris, domestic. I can't find it anywhere. And I finally went to some flight attendants. I said, in French, I'm like, excuse me. I said, I'm trying to go. I said, I've got a flight. I can't find it anywhere. And I said, I don't know the name of the town. I said, because it's in French, but it's a German name. So I said to them, Mulhouse? And she goes, Mulhouse. Because the name is spelled in German. It's Mulhouse is the name of the town in French, but it's still spelled in German. And in German English, you would say Mulhouse. And I said, Mulhouse? I'm trying to say it in French. And if she stopped, she goes, oh. And she goes, that's very funny. That's very good. She goes, that's not what we say, but that's very good. But it was funny, like Mulhouse. It's this German name, but it's French now. Mulhouse. Very funny, yeah. All right, dog. I hear you. I hear you. 1 second. We'll go right now. All right, guys. I am going to get rolling. Like Alsace and Strasbourg, exactly. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I hear you. I know. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I hear you. Indian source says Iran to allow Indian flag tankers through Hormuz. That would make sense because, thank you, Eslin, Iran was talking today about how they're not. Oh, he's in surgery now. Okay, Ashley's dog's in surgery, folks. Give a little, whatever you want to give, a thought for Ashley's dog. At this hour of the night, wow. But I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get going. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will see you all tomorrow, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, U.S. Remember, Saturday morning, we've got our show for the monthly subscribers. That's Superfans on TikTok, all the YouTube, etc., all the folks who do the monthly subscriptions. So join us. Exactly. Feel better, Ashley's dog. Is it Kem? What's the name of the dog again? Merci, Angélique. What's the name of the dog again? That's my Parisian coming out. Angélique. Cam. I was saying Kim. Kim works too. Kim and Amanda, we're close. As long as I get in the ballpark. But thank you, Cece. Yeah, so. But it is kind of late for surgery after 6 o'clock. Wow. Anyway. Although good that he's kind of getting it done and then he'll sleep and then you can get him tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go, guys. Dog is getting whiny. So thank you for joining. And I will sign off Substack first. Thank you, Substackers. Not Substack, Discord. Discord first, then Substack. All right. Now, Substack, etc. YouTube, you're last. Bye, guys.